Hi, Oz. Oh my gosh, puppy kisses are the best. Puppy kisses are the best. Okay, can you say hi to everyone? Say hi. He's had his morning coffee, so that's what he absolutely loves to do is have his morning coffee. With a little, I know Marianne's probably, is Marianne on here? No, okay. I know she's probably like, don't give him coffee. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Just a little puppy love to get us started. Um, so they want to take you on an adventure, like a journey. Um, so I'm just going to guide you through that. And I know, isn't he the best? He's the best. And so we are going to go ahead and get started. And um, I'm going to take you to our hill. And then they want to have a light to come down and they want you to follow the light. So I'm going to guide you into that space. So go ahead and close down your eyes or find a soft gaze out in front of you. Starting to connect in with your energy, your chi or ki. Connecting in with that breath. What does enlightenment truly mean? Enlighten, awaken. You are waking up from separation, programming, fear, an illusion that you are separate from love. That is what waking up means. How do you wake up? Become aware. Pattern interrupts. Meditation, journaling, connecting with your angels and your spirit guides and ancestors, reading books, having great, amazing, mind blowing conversations with friends. Stepping into this awareness that you are powerful, that you are love, that you are divine, you are a beautiful and infinite spiritual being having an experience right now. You are returning to love. Go into awareness and into that present moment to remind yourself as you are waking up of your beautiful power and your gifts. Imagining now in your mind's eye that it is a beautiful and sunny day, that you are walking along a path. What does your path look like? Is anyone with you? Are you by yourself? Walking along this path, you see a hill ahead of you. You continue walking along your path, and when you approach the hill, you begin to climb. At the top of this hill, you lie down in the soft green grass. Take a deep breath in. Fill your lungs with that beautiful fresh air. And then let it go. Beautiful, beautiful. You look up to the sky and you notice that the clouds are just so perfect today. You notice to see a beam of light, and you know that this is no ordinary light. It comes from the highest heaven. And this light shines down from the highest heaven right to you. You feel guided by this light. You feel guided. You feel safe. You feel protected. Allow this light to enter in. Take another inhale and then let it go. Beautiful. You see the light, the divine light. Follow the light now. You are welcome to stay in this experience for as long as you feel guided to do so. Go ahead and leave if you'd like. But if you'd like to slowly come back in, back into this space, I do have a telepathy test, an intuition test. Um, but before we do that, I just wanted to share quickly like what I saw and experienced, if that's okay. When I was up on the hill, I was feeling great and I looked up and I saw the light. And then when I said to follow the light, I saw myself walking down a path. Everything was completely dark. Thank you, Ratty. Everything was so dark. And I just felt like there's this flashlight behind me showing me the way. And I stopped because it felt insane for me to continue walking in the dark with just a little light, like a flashlight. So I was like, who turned out the lights? Turn them back on. And everything became bright again. And then I started walking forward. And then I ended up with into the, like when I first started meditations with Kim, I would always end up going to this beautiful space called the Land Before Time. It is in this little kids movie, this dinosaur movie that I love. So I ended up that like my spiritual team took me to that space, and it was just so beautiful, so beautiful. Thank you for listening. Would anyone else like to share anything from their meditation before I show you or do the telepathy test?
It's funny because I was sitting up, and when you were like, get ready, I was like, I'm not ready because I wanted to be laying down. So I like ran to the bed over there. And then I was like lying down because they were like, Kim, focus. Because a lot of times, like, I get distracted when you're meditating. You know what I mean? Because I'm like
Yeah.
doing 5 million things, and I'm like, okay, okay, I'm gonna focus today. And when you said to start, I went on so many different hills. It was so funny. Now I can't remember where I started out. But then I ended up on this one path that I did a video on a long time ago, but it was so beautiful. And I was walking there. And then when you said get to a hill in front of me, because that particular path didn't go to a hill and I knew it, then I moved to Runyon Canyon in LA, which I used to hike with Trey. And it's like this big hill. And then all of a sudden, Trey was next to me and Trey was gay. So he's like next to me. He's like, we were like walking up the hill, like being Trey. And then when you said follow, I went out with a 3D thought thinking about the store. And then when you said follow the light, I came back in and my legs were crossed and they were like, uncross your legs. Like all they wanted to do was kind of like reset me. So I just felt like the light, it was so crazy. It just got like warm over my whole body and I could just feel it going shh. Like my hips are definitely off from the decades of running and not stretching and I'm definitely like feeling that. But yeah, so it was nice. It was just like a reset. And I was like, I gotta do that every morning. And I do try to like self Reiki every morning. I just kind of like reset my chakras, you know what I mean? But
Mhm,
that one, that
mhm.
was nice. That was
Oh,
nice.
I
Thank you.
love you. All right. So I kind of took Kim's advice. So I started saying, I wrote down the word before I started the meditation. I wrote it down and then I started sending it to you. So it's already written on the paper, and I am going to close my eyes and I'm going to say the word over and over and over again. And the clue that I will give you, I think we should go up on our hill too so that we can connect. But the clue that I will give you is this is a piece of fruit. So let's go ahead and close down our eyes, take an inhale, and then an exhale. Wipe away anything in your mind. I always like to think of my mind as a whiteboard and I make it clear before I start a session. Going up onto our hill, not the special telepathy hill. We are going into our own beautiful hill. Walking up, walking up. Once you arrive, we're all together. Feel that warmth and that love. Holding hands and taking another deep breath in. letting it go. What am I saying in my mind? I'm also handing to you. What do you see and hear? All right, ready? Three, two, one. Can you see it? Apple.
I fucking got it. Let me tell you what happened. It was so fucking crazy because as soon as you started talking, I heard crimson. I heard crimson, the color. Then I already had my eyes closed, and then when you were, and then let me tell you what happened though. And then I was like, this is gonna drive me fucking crazy. So that was the first thing I heard was crimson. Then when you're like, it's a fruit, I was like, it's an apple because they said crimson, so it has to be an apple because an
And it
apple is
was
red.
red apple. They were red apples. I should
Then
have been more specific, but they were red.
yes, and then here's the thing. Then I was like, maybe it's an orange. Maybe it's a fucking banana. Who knows? I'm like, did I? And I was like, no, it's. And then when you were like, and then you were like, I'm handing you something. And then right at the end, my higher self was sitting there eating an apple. I was like, it's an apple. And I was like, all right, apple, final fucking answer. And you were like, I was like, yeah, 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 yeah. I should have put it in the comments. Let me put it in the comments next time before you. That's what
Yes.
I think I'm gonna
Yes.
do that. I'm gonna be like, okay, before the reveal, we'll be
Yes.
like 3, 2, 1 before I reveal. Like, and
Then
then
write it in the comments.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah,
Did anyone else get apple?
I do it because the second you talked, I heard crimson, and
That
then when
is
you said it's a fruit, I was like, it has to be an apple because why would they tell me crimson?
crimson.
You know what I mean? Why would they tell me
Amazing.
red?
After following the light, I was shown, wow, someone else's inner child who was in the dark, cold, and scared. I don't know what to do with that information. Do you tell the person? There was a spotlight over that person's inner child, so they couldn't really see me. I reached out to my hand. Spotlight, it was so dark. Hmm.
I think you did the right thing. Literally before as I was reading it, I was gonna because when you said, "What do I do with that?" I was like, "Talk to their higher self," because that's where you were at. You know what I mean? And then you said what you did. I was like, "That's exactly what I was gonna tell you to do.
Yeah.
That's what I would do." And Jill, watermelon, I love it. You saw the red though.
Yeah, the red,
Um,
the pink. Yeah.
and the seeds. Um, but see, okay, wait, real quick, because Jill, when you do that, you could be like, "I'm seeing like." A red fruit. I don't know, watermelon maybe. And then that's when the person's like, oh my gosh, an apple. I know exactly what you mean. Do you know what I mean? That's why I said there's no wrong when you learn to like, because your mind's gonna like see it, and then that's when it like it'll get sharper. And
So
I'm like, I didn't get the last intuition test either, so that's why I'm so excited. I don't fucking always get them. Then
then
strawberry, yeah,
strawberries.
you
You were
saw
in
a
the right
red fruit
chapter.
with seeds. They're
And that's
both.
a perfect example is that I just had a Reiki session the other day with a wonderful lady, and I was over her crown, and her grandmother came through. And I said, I am definitely feeling a grandmother energy. And she shook her head, but sometimes they don't give you confirmation, and that's okay. But then I said, Rose. I said, because she was holding a rose. Grandma was holding a rose. And I said, Rose. And then she didn't give me, and that's okay. No more confirmation. I did the whole session. I wrote my notes, and then we reviewed at the end. And at the end, she was like, my grandmother's name is Rose. And I
Mhm.
was like, so that was just, that's what, you have to trust yourself. Like, and just, this is a message that I'm seeing and hearing. Write it down. If it doesn't resonate, then come back to it later. And so,
Yeah. That's why I said, Jill, you're just the messenger. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not shocked because you kill it on the intuition tests. So that's why, like, when you say watermelon and strawberry, like you were closer than I was. I was like, orange, banana. I started getting colder. Like, no, 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 no. You're going the wrong direction, Kim. And that's what was funny. When I saw my higher self eating, like munching on the apple. I was like, okay, apple, final answer. But Christina, I just posted a TikTok. My TikTok yesterday was talking about like when you realize the dimensions and how they are, like how your mind gets blown. Like, so when we're meditating, we are literally fine-tuning our frequency to a different dimension. We're like, oh, this radio station called Earth is cool, but you know what? I want to listen to some space jams today. Do you know what I mean? And then that's when we like go into those, and then that's why like it's different because maybe I'm in the 12th dimension today. Maybe you go to the seventh. Maybe, you know, Ratty over there is in the 12th where the dragons are. Like we're all going, our souls are all going to like wherever they need to go. So the fact that that was brought to you in that space, that's where they wanted you to meet her. You know what I mean? Like if they wanted you to talk to her in this space, in this dimension, I believe my 2 cents is that that would happen in this space. Do you know what I mean? But it happened up there for a reason. Maybe she's not ready to receive it yet. You know, humans, you know, we're our worst enemies. They're not ready to hear all that. They're not. How many times, your friend's boyfriend is cheating and you tell your friend and then they get mad at you. I've had that happen to me so many times that I stopped. I was like, you know what?
Mm-mm.
Go ahead, do your thing. You know what I mean? I'm done
Yeah,
getting out of that business. So yeah, I think what you did was great. I would have done the same thing.
I
Approach
would
it from the
have done.
higher self.
Yeah, that is so beautiful. And that's how I do work too. I work a lot with higher selves of animals and people because it's just easier sometimes just to send, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I do. I send love to my daughter's higher self. I send her a chi ball of energy every day. So, and I ask the angels and the Holy Fire Reiki to give it to her throughout her day when she needs it. So you can send love like that too. I mean, that's beautiful what you did. I think
Hmm.
I would have done the same thing, Kim. Yeah, and Christina. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Anything else?
Anything else?
Oh,
I
and
make
Christina and Jill, I just responded to your comments from 5 days ago. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I want this, try to have growth, but meanwhile, don't even respond to comments on there. I was like, oh shit. So, all right. I love you guys so much. Oh, I think they shut down their inner child recently. Was a little shocked to see that. Usually my experiences in that image only involve me. Yeah, that is nice that you send your daughter love. I need to do that with Liam and Luna. I told them, I
Mhm.
was like, we're gonna get up and we're gonna meditate, and I have to be better about you guys. And Liam's like, you always say that, but you never do. And I'm like, yesterday he did something and I was so calm, and he was like, Mommy, thank you for staying calm today.
That's
He says to
amazing.
me,
You saw
he
that.
goes, Mommy, why are you so calm at work, but you're so crazy in the mornings with us? And I'm like, Liam, that's a good
The
question.
question.
And I'm working on that. I'm working on that.
I
Yeah.
tell my daughter that all the time when she says something. I'm like, I'm working on that, honey. She's like, you're so enlightened, Mom. You're so enlightened, and
You
you
know
teach
what?
people, and then like if they could see you now, and I'm like, be quiet.
Thank God I am gonna hopefully get enlightened before my little ones become teenagers. Cause yeah, when they start getting real sarcastic, they're sarcastic now. And
Oh,
that's the thing, dude. I love that my kids can call me out and I don't flip out like my dad
oh
used to.
yeah,
Like I
mine.
used to call my dad out and he'd be like, "What? Don't you dare disrespect me." Blah, 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 blah. Like my kids call me out and I start cracking up laughing.
Me
I'm
too.
like,
I'm
"You're
like
not wrong. You're not
working on
wrong."
it, working on it.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Never said I was perfect. Okay. Maybe we can make an intention of extending love and energy to our families before meditation. You know what's so crazy, Christina? And this is how human we get.
Beautiful.
We were doing that. Remember for Palestine and Gaza? Why did we stop? Why
Yeah.
did we stop at the end of every meditation? Remember, we were like, okay, and right now. And that's what's so crazy because when it's not in front of us, we forget it. And we've been talking about it. Thank you, Christina. We're going to do that at the end
Christina,
of
thank
every
you.
meditation from now on. Karina, let's remember.
Yes.
And now, as we come out of
You.
like when we go into that space, that silent moment,
Mhm.
also, let's remember whoever, like, even when we go into our space, if that means sending out love to somebody who needs it right now, maybe somebody's going into surgery. Maybe I do actually know somebody going to surgery today. So I'm going to be like doing Reiki when we get off of this. But yes, thank you, Christina. Great, great, great reminder.
Yes, that is
Reminder.
a
And
good
thank you, Karina, for that inspiration. Because, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, we should cover our kids, our grandkids, our families, our friends, you know? Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree. I love it.
All right. I love you
I
guys.
love you. And I'm
Ratty, when are you gonna do a meditation?
for reals.
Ratty. I don't
Like
know.
she's real quiet.
No, I've been thinking about it. I know I finally got to the bottom of, I think I've told you this before, where I have take umbrage, I guess, with myself is because I don't hear anything. So it's like I'm making it up where you guys are guided. So for some reason, I have a judgment on myself, and yours are so much better because you're guided, right?
Yours are guided. Who do you think is telling you to say what you're saying?
Just my crazy head.
That's your
Melinda, but your
higher
crazy head is
self.
your higher self.
That's your higher self. And
I'm
if
Mm.
listening to my crazy
I'm
head.
listening to my higher self and
My
like,
higher self's fucking nuts.
oh, mine's
I'm listening
crazy.
to my crazy self too.
Mine's crazy.
If you could see, listen, I got two women who are running for the local borough here, and I'm already like, I'm gonna go on our local street and just sit there with a big old banner and parade and just dance. And I was like, I'm gonna need a crowd because if I do it by myself, I'll mortify my kids. But that's my crazy. Those are the thoughts that go through my head. Okay.
Mm. Hmm.
You're Ratty, are you kidding me? Are you the messages I've gotten during your meditations and people have literally requested, especially Nelly. Nelly was like,
Mm.
when is she coming back? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't pressure
It's
her.
tricky with the burnout that I have too,
Yeah.
which and all of my life too is but I don't know soon. I've been
Whenever
thinking
you're
as soon
ready.
as I start thinking about I could do this, I could do that, then I know we're getting close.
Yes, your meditations come from Stardust. It's true. I love your meditations.
Oh my gosh,
Mm.
they're magical. I love
Okay.
going on the adventure of
You
it.
guys are so funny, right?
Do you know why I got so excited when Karina said I'm taking you on an adventure? It's because of my experiences of your meditations.
Mm.
Mhm.
That's why when she was like, we're going on an adventure, I was like, wait, 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 wait. I was like, I was sitting here and I had to like run around to the bed because like like the things that have come through, and I was honestly expecting like
Mm.
an ancestor or somebody to come through like when I was with
Mm.
you. And that's why I said no. They were like, no, just lay down. We want you to feel this light. And I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. But I knew they told me that I needed to do that. But no, your meditation, that's why I got so excited. I was like, oh, he's gonna come visit me.
Mm.
And it was really more just like aligning, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
Well, it's funny because when I listen back, I just critique it, and I'm like, oh, I
don't
feel
listen
like I
back.
let you guys down when
I've
I'm
never listened to
I've
any of
never
never
listened
once,
to any of
never
my
once. I
meditations.
refuse because I will be my worst critic. It's
right.
That's not
Okay.
what we're here to do. We're here to
I
share love. That's it.
There
Not
are
judge
over
ourselves.
400 meditations on this YouTube channel. Ask me which one I've listened to.
Zero for
Which
me
one
too.
have you listened to?
I have never
Zero.
listened. Don't listen. Why?
I wouldn't.
You're literally choosing to
Oh,
torture yourself. You're
yeah.
like,
I'm trying to
I'm
do
gonna throw
better
myself
in my
into the
mind,
fire
right?
and burn. Like, why would
Oh
you
no.
do that?
Yeah.
No.
No, no. I hear you guys. I do.
If I've listened to anything, it's been hers because
Yeah.
I like missed
Yeah.
something or
Yeah.
I like, do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? I actually re-listened to the one that when I went with my grandma, I re-listened to yours. How many of
Hmm.
mine have I listened to?
Mm. Hmm.
Not
Yeah.
one. Don't do that. They're not for you. I'm sorry, you're being selfish. You're doing that meditation and then you're listening to it because you're judging yourself. And that's what's so crazy is that when you're leading those meditations, they're not even for you. They're for me. Okay.
Mhm.
They're for us. Like they're for us. So like you're listening back, like to judge. When meanwhile, that was for you
Mhm.
to give to us as a gift, and then you're taking your
Let it
gift
go.
back and then judging. You gave us a beautiful gift. We unwrapped it. We loved it. And you're like taking that gift back, like, no, you know what?
I
That gift.
failed them. I
I'm gonna,
failed them,
I'm gonna
right? Yeah. You
don't
know what I
don't
mean, right?
put that energy out
I
there.
know, I'm working on it.
Look,
But I'm glad you
Right?
said something
We're
because we could say this. Like, no, you're amazing. You're fantastic. I love you and admire
Mhm.
you so much. Like, if you could see yourself, oh my God, it's so funny. Like right now, I literally see you like riding on a dragon, a blue one. Like if you could
Mhm.
see yourself, do you know what
Right?
I mean? Like the way
Yeah.
I see your light and energy,
Mhm.
like, because I'm telling you right now,
Mhm.
I could never do what you're doing. I could never care for my family and have them talk to me the way that, girl, I would have been
Mhm. Well,
out.
you know what I'm doing now because of the head chatter? I'm like doing like Ono 24/7 just about as soon as I go anywhere near either one of them. And I immediately and I hear the chat, whatever, right? I start the Ono to get out of that bashing that I can do right in my head. Mostly like right.
that's
Okay.
amazing. That is a great strategy. Does it
Mhm.
help you? Does it raise your vibration?
Well, I don't know if it raises my vibration, but I'm not feeling bad about the horrible things I'm thinking.
Yes, yes, yes. I do
Don't push
all the time.
anyone down the stairs, Melinda.
Right.
I'm not pushing anyone down the stairs today.
Don't don't push anyone down the
Oh,
stairs.
just a little bum check there. Oopsie. Right.
Oh shit, was that my ass? No, just
Right.
kidding.
I love.
I just got a tickle in my left arm. They're like, Kim, knock it off.
I know.
Sorry. Just
I
kidding.
okay. I talk to my angels all day long, and my spiritual guide. Like my favorite one is Angelina because she's my first spiritual guide I ever met like 10 years ago,
Mm,
and Angelina is like just everything. She's just so special to me, and she's always there, and so I'm always like Angelina, Angelina, angels, angels, like help me through like any like I stop now when the chatter starts, when the triggers happen, like I just make sure that I stop. It's a practice. You're doing
mhm,
great. If you're doing the
mhm,
Ho'oponopono prayer, like
Yeah.
throughout your
mhm,
day, that works for you. That's awesome.
mhm,
Christina, that's good. She says she saw a reel recently that talked about what if the chatter isn't ours? What if it's the collective energy just working through us and we don't have to call it ours? That's why it's important to meditate because that does happen. You know what I mean? But you
mhm,
have to be able to discern what is mine and what is not. There was a kid I went to high school with. His twin sister passed away, and we weren't friends in high school, but we were very friendly with each other. And
mhm,
he just hit 1 year sobriety, and he has struggled with drugs and alcohol like for years. If I'm 48, this guy's
mhm,
49. He just got sober. And I was sitting there reading it, and just out of nowhere, oh, I talked about it on my live yesterday. She came through, and I was just bawling in my room,
mhm,
and that was not mine. Like I knew 1000% that was Becky. And she was just like so proud and so like just all the emotions were coming through. It was intense. Um, but yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, and share it. Share your reel in the group. Why not? Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Everybody shares everybody else's reels. I'm like, oh,
mhm,
that's one thing I gotta get over my ego. I'm like, if one more person sends me a reel that's just like the shit that I make, but they don't ever. And then on Instagram, it kills me. People, all my like friends, they like all these posts that are just like mine. They will literally message me like all these things, but never like my posts. They never help. And I was like, all you have to do is like my
mhm,
post, and it totally helps like my business and my algorithm. But of course, like I have an issue like asking for it, you know what I mean? And saying it. But and then I see them, because we follow the same
mhm.
creators, and I see them liking all these other creators' posts. They like every single one of their posts. I love that. Like, and I'm like, why can't you just hit a like on mine? I don't understand. You know what I mean? But that's my ego. And I don't know how we got there. But anyway. Yes, you
I
do.
love it. That's true. That's true. Like for me, I'm going through a validation detox where after I do something, like I want to hear good job or that helped me or thank you, and I don't always, and that's okay. That's 100% okay. So that's what
Yeah.
I'm working on myself right now. Judgment, like no, a validation detox. Like I don't need people to say thank you. I'm
Yeah.
doing this because I'm serving.
That's exactly the same. That's exactly the thought I had when I was like listening. I was like, bitch, bye. We don't need people to like us. That's why it was like, yeah, I go to that same thought. It's like, what is this thought? It doesn't serve me. Intention. How does this
Intention.
thought serve me? It doesn't. I'm making it up, right? And then that's when I forget about it and then don't ask people to like my post. Then I forget it. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. But anyway, guys, Wonder Woman. I'm gonna go off to Wonder Woman the day.
Yes.
I found this t-shirt.
Awesome. I like that idea too.
I love it. I love
Pull
it.
off my robe and
A
show.
Wonder
I
Woman
was like,
day.
wow, I don't need likes because I'm fucking Wonder Woman.
Hmm.
All right. I love you guys so, 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 so much. So,
I
so
love
much.
you.
I
I
love
love
you guys. I love
you.
all
Love
of
you.
you so much. Yeah. And Ratty, we love you.
We
I
love
love you so.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll do a meditation next week. Mom goes into respite from the 1st to the 7th. So somewhere in that time I'll do one.
No,
you.
that's
I'll
fine.
get back to you guys.
We're ready when you are. Love you.
Okay.
All right,
Okay,
guys.
love you. Yeah.
Yay.
Bye
Love
bye.
you guys.